The middle-aged tracker, William, takes an irritating bite from an apple as he sits at a desk within the tent where we're held. The juice runs down his chin and onto his soiled shirt. His skin is pallid and greasy, and the stubble marking his jawline belies the difficult conditions he must be experiencing on the front. His long, curled mustache has clearly been groomed more than any other part of him. My wrists ache from the rough conscript chains binding my hands and feet. The Paragons positioned us towards the center of the tent, making this feel like a makeshift jail, walled by canvas. I wiggle my toes to ensure my feet don't fall asleep from lack of movement. William, seated, with his feet up on a nearby crate, takes another bite from his apple, and it seems to echo through the tent. Arrogance drips off him.
Surely Tiberian West would have given you some writ of authority to prevent situations like these.
He waves his hand, holding the half-eaten apple around to further his point. Abraham, who is tied up in chains with his back to mine, ignores the taunt. He acts like he's not even been captured, whispering to me,
Cass, our quarry is still close. I can feel him.
For hours, this has been how it's been. William and his Paragon counterpart, a man who has yet to divulge his name, take turns interrogating us. But my brother simply ignores them. Of course, this means I've taken on the brunt of the conversation with the crude men. I've already told you, I repeat for what feels like the 1,000th time. Our mission is secret, and the business of the Arcan alone. No writ was issued. William, still holding the apple, extends his index finger and starts wagging it at me.
See, I say that's all the more reason your story makes no sense. Why would Tiberian West, Arcan of Westchester, send a paragon of no renown?
He once again jabs his finger at me, then points at Abraham.
And this tarnished has-been, with one foot in the grave, to carry out a mission of such importance.
I'm about to defend myself when William decides to interject again.
I'm surprised you let him get this bad. Way I was trained, they told us to never let our fellows become so tainted by the Meridian. Had to put down my own mentor when he started shaking and hearing those voices.
A mischievous smile overtakes his face, and he slowly draws his Callahan.
Compassionate thing to do would be to take this cur out back and put him out of his misery before the rot takes him. I could do it for you, seeing as how you're not strong enough, lass.
Abraham has no reaction to this, and for a moment, a quiet tension pervades the room. I decide to break it by testing the man. You accuse us of deceit when the answers already stand before you. All you need to do is take your knife and read us. Blood and memory do not lie. I think the better question is, why haven't you done so yet? William doesn't miss a beat, eager to maintain dominance.
Are you offering to be read, my lady?
I give him my best smile. Are you sure you can perform? William is about to take the bait, but suddenly the tent flap swings open and William's counterpart enters. He's young and has the kind of face I'd normally associate with an aristocrat, though his eyes tell a different story. There's a quiet rage held behind them, caused by deep loss and hatred. It reminds me of when I found Abraham after the Battle of Ashford. He was different after that, staring long into the distance as if seeing things that weren't there, waking in the middle of the night to scream in some primal language that made no sense. He carried the weight of his pain in his eyes, like it had ruined him. He tried to hide it, of course, but ever so slowly it began to pollute him.
We might have a problem.
The young Paragon beckons for William to join him outside, but this just prompts William to roll his eyes and unleash an annoyed groan.
What have you done now?
If my guess is right, William doesn't want to risk reading Abraham on account of my brother's condition. Those with the rot are looked at as lepers among Paragons. He's sensed Abraham's affliction and wonders if it has also spread to me. He's hesitant to read either of us because he fears the rot and doesn't understand it. But William is just a coward and a fool. Unlike a sickness of the body, the rot is acquired from spending too much time in the meridian, from receiving too much of Atli's grace, which the human mind can scarcely comprehend to begin with. It's the main reason Abraham and I are so desperate to be done with the Arcans for good. Finding Alexander West ensures our freedom and independence, yes, but it's also a chance for my brother to recover, a chance to retire from the meridian. Only I fear we are nearly out of time on that front. Our jailers aren't gone 2 minutes before I hear dozens of shouts outside the tent. They are muffled at first, but seem to grow in intensity over a matter of a few moments. A small opening in the tent flap reveals numerous pairs of feet running by in all directions. Now is the moment. I go to work, attempting to wrestle a hand free from the chains. We need to find a way out of these restraints, Abraham, I say. But before I even have a chance to continue, the sound of cannon fires echoes across the plain. The artillery has fired a volley, but at whom? A moment later, the drums of war strike up. It feels like the sounds are caught in a constant state of escalation. Are the remaining forces in Somerset sallying forth for an assault, or attempting to break our impenetrable blockade? Abraham, do you have any leverage to get free? I can't see you back there. I continue working the loose chain on my right wrist. The tent flap suddenly flies open and both Paragons enter in a frenzy. William, who no longer wears a look of arrogance but rather one of worry, drops to one knee in front of me. He smells of stale gasper smoke, apple, and gunpowder, and it takes everything I have not to turn away from him in disgust.
You're willing to be read? Truly? No.
Abraham finally speaks up.
I forbid it, Cassandra. This is one of their games.
But now it's William who pretends that Abraham does not exist.
Unexpected Cynican reinforcements, over 5,000 men at this very moment, have arrived from the east. If we are to survive this night, we're going to need you two, but I'm not going to cut you loose until I know you can be trusted. Will you allow us to read your blood or not?
A smile finds its way onto my face. I need to play this right. I've been asking you to do that for hours, I say. There's a beat of silence, punctuated by the beat of the drums in the background, as William and his partner stare at me. Unless you're afraid to do it. Abraham, realizing the danger I'm potentially putting myself in, yells, and I can sense him trying to wiggle himself free. William turns to the young Paragon, and they share a contentious look. I get the sense that William wants to cut us free while his counterpart would rather the simpler solution. Separate our heads from our bodies and leave us in a ditch. Finally, after what feels like a full minute, William speaks.
I'll do it.
Another loud cannon goes off in the periphery, causing William to hastily unbind my hands.
If you so much as touch her, I'm gonna kill you.
Abraham shouts, but the Paragons pay him no mind. He unsheaths his basket. I've never been on the receiving end of a reed. I try to still my heart, but it just quickens to the point I can hear it in my ears. When was the last time I felt fear like this? I can feel the cold bascom against my wrist, and I brace for the sting of the blade. In one fast motion, he twists his knife, and I hear a click. The binding on my wrist. I've been set free. He leans in close and whispers in my ear.
I grew up on the streets, picking locks. I thought I was a crazy bastard, but you, well, you may be the craziest Paragon I've ever seen. Offering yourself for a reading? Keeping company this rotten bastard over here?
I'm unable to see my brother's reaction, but from the look on the other Paragon's face, I can tell it isn't friendly. He set me free, Abraham, I say, hoping to calm my brother. For the first time in hours, my wrists feel relief. I begin to massage them and alternate my hands to twist life back into them. Where are our weapons? I ask William, but he's occupied, staring at Abraham, wearing the look of a man who is debating the merits of setting my brother free. He'll behave, I gesture to my brother. Right, Abraham? But there is no immediate response. The moment stretches, filled only by the sounds of war outside. He's not used to being at the mercy of others.
Unless you want to die by Senecan blades this very night, cut me free, you fools.
Abraham growls.